Hi guys, welcome back to the Private Villa. Today's a second episode to like the team news. All the information surfacing around Aston Villa. And I just wanted to talk about last game for a bit. So if you're gonna enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. Comment down below. Even to that one lad who keeps disliking my videos, thank you for the views, mate. But I'm gonna start off with Tammy Abraham. So Tammy Abraham, obviously, is a player all us Villa fans want back. I mean, when he was with us back in that Championship season, he was one of the key members to getting us promoted. Like the amount of goals he got. Obviously, that one last goal when we had the penalty shootout against West Brom got us to Wembley. So we've got to really thank him for what he's done. But in my opinion, he's sort of, I don't want to say wasted. It's just Chelsea aren't really showing his full potential. And I know with us, we definitely would. For instance, Emi Martinez. Yes, he only had around 10 games with Arsenal, and they're like sort of, oh, he's actually quite good. But if Bert Leno was going to come back, he was just going to take his position back. But with us, we've used him for every game. He's like been a real key asset to this season for us. So yeah, with Tammy Abraham, I do believe if we do get him in this transfer window, which I really do hope we do, he will be a key player for next season. And they've actually put a fee down for 40 million. And if you think about it, it's not that much. I mean, Tammy Abraham, how old is he? He's around 24, 25. So, he's still quite young for a player. He's had Champions League experience, he's had experience with us as well, and he's had the experience with a top 4 team. And if you ask me, 40 million for a player like him, because obviously we've spent 28 million on Ollie Watkins, who was from the Championship, and look how good he is now. Imagine if we had Tammy Abraham. So you just got to think like that. So I think 40 million is actually a really good price for him, and I wouldn't really haggle it because I feel like he is worth that much. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about that. So of course, injury news, obviously Sanson will be out for another game. He doesn't look like he's going to be coming back until like Grealish is back. And it doesn't really look like Grealish is going to be back. Like they said he's going to be back for like the last 4 games. I don't think so because he hasn't even, I don't think he's been training. So obviously that is a major step back. But we'll make it do because there is a lot of hope in the team right now, obviously regarding some special players I will be talking about in the last bit of the video. But right now I just wanted to talk about like transfers or what's going on in the transfer market. Because obviously right now we're at that point in the season where we can sort of detect who we want, who we don't want, what positions we want to get players for. And one that's come up recently, which I thought it was a bit surprising, but if you look at it, it's actually not that bad. Dwight Neal from Burnley, and if you ask me, why not? I mean, I don't know how much he'd be worth. I think I'd put down 12 million, something like that. I don't think he's going to be quite getting in the 20s, but I think we're looking at him just to make that bench a bit better. And if that's one of the reasons we are, fair play to us, because we do need that bench strengthened. Because if you look at last game, the only key threats we had was Wesley and Davis, and they both came on. You take them off, who do you really have on for that attacking, who to get goals from and all that? Because obviously on the bench without them two, it's just defensive. But obviously another name that's come up, and I feel like this, I want it to happen, but I don't really know if it will. Jesse Lingard, and the thing about it is, why wouldn't West Ham want him now? I personally think you could get him for around 60 million. I think he'd be around 60, maybe 55. Obviously, we can afford it, but I do feel like West Ham's going to go in for him. But, we just need to get into that race because Jesse Lingard, he's creative, and if he was with us, you know what I mean? Grealish and him. You know what I mean? So coming on to the last bit of the video, it's just talking about like the last game against West Brom. In the last video, in the instant match reaction, I was just saying I wanted to do a further video of it. And obviously it's been around 3 or so days after, and I've just had time to reflect over the game. And online with the Villa fans, it's been quite toxic, and it's not really us if you ask me. It's just, but I can understand it a bit. It's like we've set our expectations a bit too high this season with the start. Obviously at the start we were even talking about Champions League, which was quite bizarre. But right now we are sitting 11th, and I think the best we could get is probably 7th or 8th if we really go through. But you know, as long as we get top 10, it doesn't really matter to me. But you know, all in all, it's been a real progressing season. And for the people who want D Smith out, you need to understand. This is the thing that really annoys me about the one who won him out. You're saying that he can't take us any further. We were on 35 points last season and 17th. We're on 11th this season and around 44 points. What are you talking about? Just keep him on, yeah? And then next season, we might even get Europa League. You know what I mean? You gotta have faith in your manager. And I think it's total bollocks if you're saying that he hasn't progressed us, because he really has. So yeah, keep faith with him. He's the man. And you know I had a few questions about last game. Why did the subs come on so late? What was going on with the team selection? But at the end of the day, he's seen something there. We haven't been on that training pitch with him. We don't know the ins and outs of the club. We are just watching the game and looking at team sheets. At the end of the day, we are just the fans. And it would be nice to have a bit more info, but you know, it sort of comes down to like tactics. You know, you don't want your opponents knowing who's injured, who's not before the game. What sort of tactics you're going to use, who's, you know, on form and all that. You don't want them knowing like the ins and outs. You know, Davis, I'm going to put this in the title, he is a hidden gem. And I say that because look at how he was against Fulham. He was definitely an impact sub. And then look how he was against West Ham. He gets a goal. I don't think he's the impact sub anymore. I do believe he needs to start. So we need to change the formation from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1. I think that's how you say it now. So obviously you're going to have Watkins still up front. And then obviously in that free sector, you're going to have Davis in the middle. Because you can see how he is with the ball, and it's just amazing. I don't think he really works that... I could say he could be a winger, but you know, you don't want, you know, he's a striker, any, but he's got that one goal, and I do believe he will get a few more this season. Mark my words. But obviously we had Wesley come on as well, which was really nice. I mean, we were struggling against West Brom until they came on. I mean, Davis had 3 shots on target. Wesley had the 1. So you know, we've got Everton next, and Everton are definitely one of those teams who struggle against like the top. Sorry, they struggle against like, you know what I mean, the bottom sort of sector. I'm not saying we're the bottom, but they do sort of struggle against teams that aren't like in the top 6, if you know what I mean. But you know, we'll go for it. We haven't really got much to play for anymore, so we might as well just experiment. And you know, I just want all the Villa fans just to keep the faith ready, because you know, we're not going down, and we can just really build on this team for next season. But yeah, up the Villa, with the pride of Villa. We'll see you after the Everton game.